We have the latest Detroit Lions news and rumor for you folks today, and in this video, we're breaking it all down. A lot of games happened here on Sunday, and it affected the Detroit Lions in a major way. We're going to talk about it in the draft spot. We're also going to get into Ben Johnson potentially being a head coaching candidate. Rumors following him per CBS. We're also going to get into Romeo Okwara, his 2022 NFL debut, Jameson Williams, his Lions debut, what it means, and the point spread for Jacksonville Jaguars, Detroit Lions. But before we get into today's video, if you think it's a smart and sound idea to take Crayola crayons and put it in your bowl of cereal instead of having cornflakes, put milk in it, and try to eat it all up, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. And sometimes being a Lions fan, you can feel dumb. Also, take that like button with you and let that bad boy lose intelligence. Let's get into today's Lions news and rumors. If you thought that Vegas and everybody assumed, since the Detroit Lions nearly beat the Buffalo Bills, it was a close game on Thanksgiving, that we're just going to roll over Jacksonville, you assumed wrong. The point spread right now is Lions advantage 1. You'd think it'd be a little bit bigger, but it's not. And I already did my scouting report for Jacksonville, and they are better than you just would assume. Still, with that said, I think the Detroit Lions are going to be able to cover the 1 point spread right there. So go to chatsports.com/LionsBet. That is BetUS. Put in the promo code Lions125, and you can get a 125% deposit bonus because I think the Lions will be better than just a -1 in this spread. I think they should be favored a little bit better than that, so you can make some money right there. I got to ask you a question, folks. Will the Detroit Lions have a top 3 draft pick? Why for yes and for no? That's going to be the pinned comment for this video. And I'm not just talking about Detroit Lions sucking by themselves. I'm talking about the Los Angeles Rams doing a little bit of suck. So let me know in the comment section what you think. And we're getting into it right now because, folks, I want to say a massive thank you to Carolina Panthers for winning that game. A massive thank you to the Las Vegas Raiders for winning that game. Jacksonville Jaguars winning. A lot of good things happen because you see on there right now the Lions are sitting at 3 for the 2023 NFL Draft. And the Rams lost, of course. But guess what, folks? Guess what? They lost Allen Robinson for the season. Cooper Kupp, we already know, probably not coming back. Matthew Stafford may not come back because their season is in free fall. There's only 2 teams ahead for the Lions to pick one. Houston Texans, who I think they're actually going to stay at 1. Why? Because they really do suck. And Chicago Bears, 3-9. The Lions potentially, I mean, they have the ability to get the first pick, but potentially could be pick 2 or 3. And man, oh man, that feels really good. And if you look at the Rams schedule, Seattle Seahawks, they got to face twice. I think they're going to lose both those games. They got some games in there that I think they're going to take that L in. And I think that's a massive positive for the Detroit Lions. So, when you look at this bad boy, the Lions could have a top 3 draft pick. And that leaves you with so many options to upgrade this team with blue chip players. You got Will Anderson. You got Jalen Carter. I don't know, maybe Bryce Young. I don't know, there's a lot of guys in there that you can look at. And the Lions are sitting at pick 13 right now with their pick at 4-7. And it just so happens that, of course, we have all the tiebreakers. I mean, literally, we could be picking higher, but that's just the way the things roll. But it's possible the Lions end up with 2 top 10 draft picks. And that's where you strike gold. So I want to say a thank you to Brad Holmes for that trade of Matthew Stafford. Now, last year, it didn't work out so well for us at 32, even though we got the trade up. didn't really kill us that much. But this year, it's a massive positive. And we have an opportunity to really upgrade this team with talent. And I got to say, that's fantastic news. And I do believe the Detroit Lions will have a top 3 draft pick, potentially 2 top 10 picks. I'm not rooting for, Lions there, but I am definitely rooting for the Rams to suck every single game. And they potentially could lose out. And that's great things. I mean, that is massive great things for the Detroit Lions. That is massive. Folks, I got to ask you another question. Are you excited for Jameson Williams to make his potential rumored debut? If so, 1 being you're not excited at all, 100 being you're extremely excited. Let me know in the comment section your excitement, because I'm damn well excited, because it is rumored that Jameson Williams, our wide receiver, makes his Detroit Lions debut on Sunday, 6 days from today, against Jacksonville. And boy, oh boy, I got to tell you what, I'm through the roof excited. We want to see this guy. We traded up for him. We need to see this man on the field. Oh my God, it's going to be exciting if this is the case. It is rumored, it's not 100% certain, but it is rumored that he will be playing. And it's not just that I'm excited for what he's going to do on the field, because let's be honest here, he's going to be limited. And maybe, not much snaps. But I want to see, when the snaps he's in there, how that defense of Jacksonville Jaguars react. How are they going to place the safeties in the secondary? Because this guy is lightning fast. One of the fastest players in the NFL. And that's going to open up everything for the running game. That's already pretty good. And it's going to open up Amon-Ra St. Brown, DJ Chark, Khalif Raymond, every other player that I name. And the Lions offense is going to get better. It's going to have an opportunity to really explode. And so I'm excited to see that. And his elite speed, I just want to see him run that route, that elite speed that he does. And he's very good route runner. Boy, oh boy. And I hope they pass to him. I want to see it so damn bad, because this guy is fan-effing-tastic. That's what he is, folks. It's going to be exciting. But there's another rumor going around there, around our offensive coordinator, because he's had a pretty damn good year if you look at all the stats here. And per Jason Lock'em4, this is what he says. First-year coordinator Ben Johnson, 36, began opening eyes at the start of the season, deploying multiple unique rushing attacks that has helped the Lions be far more viable on offense than most would have predicted. Thanksgiving's stout performance against the elite Buffalo defense was in many ways his national coming-out party. Perhaps you heard Tony Romo gushing about Johnson's gutsy play calls and risk a feel for putting the players in position to succeed. The CBS analyst was merely saying out loud what NFL decision makers have been whispering since the summer. The more people study Johnson's approach to schematics, and the more they hear how his players talk about him, the more buzz grows of him making of a NFL head coach himself, quite possibly in 2023. And that means that Ben Johnson is liked by teams that need head coaches, and that sucks for the Detroit Lions, because I don't want him leaving our team just yet. I want him to be our OC next year. But there's a possibility that the magician himself, Ben Johnson, the young man, could be becoming a head coach for another football team. And if that's the case, what does it mean for our offense going forward? What does it mean for Jared Goff and the quarterbacks going forward? What does it mean for the development for this team? A lot of pressure if he becomes a head coach on Dan Campbell. So fingers crossed that he gets passed up. I know that's mean. I know that's selfish. But I am selfish, and I am being mean in this case, because we need to have this offense to be going into next season, because the offense is not a problem. I mean, there's issues on third down and such, but let's be honest here. Ben Johnson's done a phenomenal job ever since taking over from the poor performance of last year. It's been pretty damn good. So I want to see him on the field going forward, and I don't know if that's going to happen. So hopefully he gets passed up. I don't know how many head coaching jobs is going to be out there. You suspect it's going to be teams like the Houston Texans, the Carolina Panthers. There's going to be teams out, hell, even Denver Broncos, the way it's poor there. There's a lot of teams that potentially could be firing, and generally, like 8 teams. So we got to look out for Ben Johnson potentially being poached. And I guess that's a good thing for the Dan Campbell coaching tree. But still, folks, let's be honest here. We don't want that to happen. We really don't. Another big rumored debut for the Detroit Lions on Sunday, and it's really big and it's not talked about a lot, is Romeo Okwara for many reasons. First off, we want the Lions defense to succeed. We want the Detroit Lions pressure to be up front. Because we know we got a Hutchinson, but we're having issues on the other side. So he could be making his NFL debut against Jacksonville Jaguars. And that means that we could potentially get pressure. Now, it could be limited, but we have multiple games, not just this game, but 6 games to look at what he's going to bring to the Detroit Lions. And should we bring him back? Does he show progress? Does he show he can still be Romeo Okwara that we're used to? If not, if you're sitting at a top 3 pick, Will Anderson jumps up on you. If he does show progress, maybe Jalen Carter. So there is a lot of ramifications for him debuting on Sunday as well as the rest of the season going along, because we need to know what this defensive line is going to look like, the priority of this defensive line. So a lot of questions, not enough answers, and we'll be getting it soon at least for the Lions defense, and I think that's interesting on all fronts, folks. It really is. In the upcoming videos, we got videos dropping every single day, as you know, rumors and news, breakdown videos, all of that on my channel. With that said, folks, adios.